Hey guys, Dino at Speed Circuit here, and today we're going to be covering one of the most epic rivalries in sports car history between the Chevy, whatever this is, and the Porsche 911. They're both 2017s, and they're both base, and they're both 7-speed manual, so let's go. So this is my buddy Pete's car from the Sunday Drive. I kind of bullied him into getting this car one day. It was actually an impulse buy. We both had the day off, and I said, oh, you know what, we should go to Kerbeck and check out Corvettes. And he's like, I'm not buying a Vet, Dino. And I'm like, no, that's cool. Just bring your checkbook just in case. He's like, I'm not buying a car, Dino. And he totally bought a car that day. On my 911 here, this is a 2017, which I bought in 2019. I had a Cayman before that, but I got rear-ended in that, unfortunately, so I ended up stepping up to a 911. I had to fly to Dallas to get this car because they're so hard to find in a manual that there was nothing anywhere close that I could even find in a manual. So the point of this video is this is going to be the first of a series of videos where we compare the cars, we compare the performance, and we try to mod the cars to kind of have a direct comparison between the modification path for both platforms. Okay, so obviously I have the nicer car, but that's not why we're here, is it, Peter?
No, we're here to see who's faster, and that is why this is going to lead me to victory. The beautiful, actually it's really not beautiful, but the 6.2 liter LT1.
You mean this push rod right here?
Yeah.
Push rod V8?
Historic antique push rod. I mean, I will say, the LS7 was a beautiful motor, like very well done. This is kind of so-so as far as finishing quality goes, and that kind of makes me sad. But it's still gonna be.
Yeah, well, it's not an LS7, man. It's not a high-end titanium rod, $20,000 engine.
Don't remind me.
So, okay, you might win in stock form. I mean, you're definitely going to win in stock form. You have an extra 90-ish horsepower. It's going to be hard to compete with.
Now, something else that we should talk about is the price difference between these two cars. Because if you're in the market for just best bang for your buck, it's going to be hard to beat the sticker price of $65,000 and what you might actually walk out of the dealership have paid, at least back when I got the car. Things have been different since then.
You stole this thing, dude.
Yeah, so I got it for less than $50,000. Very close, but it's a hell of a deal, right? And as far as the Porsche goes,
yeah, this was, I think, 92 on the sticker, and I bought it when it was 2 years old with about 40,000 miles for around 74 grand, somewhere in that range.
So no matter what, you're almost at that $25,000 to $30,000 gap, and that's a big price to pay because if you just care about power, you can put all that extra money into this. But if you care about the little things of the prestige of a vehicle's name, which I'm not saying anything against the Corvette, I think that they're pretty good rivals, but ultimately you can't compare the quality of what you get with a Porsche. Such as, like, I mean, you've had both. You've had a Corvette, which is not the best generation.
Yeah, I had a C5 briefly, and it was just, the interior was very Fisher Price. I had a 2001 Mazda, and my Corvette was, I want to say, a 99, but they were the same generation, basically, in 2001 still, so the interior would still be the same as my 99, and the interior of my $18,000 Mazda Protege is leaps and bounds better than the interior in the same generation Corvette, and that's just sad. Right. It was an $18,000 car versus, what, a $40,000 car at that point, so.
And C6 was still pretty bad. C7, they did step it up.
Way better.
But it's still got these big buttons and it doesn't feel like a super special car. Don't get me wrong, the cockpit faces the driver, it does feel very sporty, but compared to the...
It's leaps and bounds better than every other Vet for it,
that's
honestly.
True.
So, you know what, let's take a look at our interiors and compare some stuff.
Yeah.
So you might notice, the car's been wrapped. It was actually a white car, and I bought it white on purpose because I couldn't find any good colors for sale in a manual. And Porsches have an issue that I always kind of make fun of. They come in white people colors generally. It's black, it's white, it's gray, it's silver. A lot of Porsche owners, for whatever reason, are scared to buy an actual color like a yellow or red or something bold. You do see them out there from time to time, but they're few and far between. If you go hunting for these things, the ones you're going to see for sale are going to be the grays and the silvers. The cars are kind of understated from the factory as is, just for what you pay versus what you get and how they look. They don't look as special as they cost. So my mentality is you have to step up the color of it to make it kind of stand out. So anyway, here's the interior. I also had the interior wrapped just to kind of make sure it all was cohesive. But you can see the quality of the leather is nice. It's thick. It's got a good grain to it. You know, the shifter feels great. Steering wheel is nice. Even the door pulls are metal. Everything you interface with in this car is high quality. Now let's see what the Corvette looks like inside. It's peasant mobile. Look at this. The seat smells like farts, first of all. There's a sweaty gym bag back there. This leather does not feel like leather. I mean, even this octopus here is mad to be in this car right now, which I can't blame him. The design is nice. The way everything's laid out, it's very driver focused, and that's nice. You know, it's simple, it's plain. The buttons feel okay. You can tell it's a GM. The shifter feels pretty tight. I'll give him that. But I mean, it doesn't blow me away. There's nothing really special about it. I can't complain too much. I mean, it is very plasticky, but you get what you pay for, and this is a much cheaper car than the 911 is.
Yeah, but does your car do this?
No, I can't stash my drugs back behind this screen.
Alright, that's a stereotype, okay? I don't appreciate it.
Well, so if you look here, you can see there's kind of a lot of panel gaps on just the cup holders. Oh, there's Pete's credit card for anyone who is shopping online today. Yeah, it's not really made with a lot of care. Like, there's a pretty big gap here, and it's kind of tight there. I mean, it's okay. The leather is a sealed leather, and that tends to lead to worn out bolsters and things like that. The carpeting doesn't feel great. It's just very, like, it feels very hard, very coarse, just not pleasant. Yeah, there's just, you know, the interior layout is nice, the actual design is nice, the build quality, it's okay. I mean, see, you get these wrinkles. This is a really common C7 issue where you get the wrinkles on the elbow rest. Yeah, I just, you know, this feels like cardboard right here, the shifter boot. But, I mean, they have to cut costs somewhere, so they have to do it on the interior. Again, the design is pretty good. It's just the way everything's fit together, the way everything is produced. You know, you got little gaps here that you don't have here. If you're nitpicky about stuff, it might drive you nuts, but I think it's satisfactory if you like garbage. So I feel like the first thing we need to really talk about is the specs. I know my car is a little lighter than yours, about 100 pounds. My car weighs 3217. I know that specifically because I weighed it on our corner scales before. What do you think your car weighs?
So if you Google it, you'll get about between 32 and 3,300 pounds. And obviously trim models and different versions of the car would make it way more. But I have the cheapest Vet that you could buy. So it doesn't even have heated seats.
It's a Corvette.
Corvette.
And I have a Porsche. So we're even. It's a good head-to-head.
Right. And that's really why this is so perfect. They're both 7-speed manuals. They both have very tall gearing, although mine might be slightly taller. And they both are the lightest configurations that you can get. As far as weight goes, I think mine comes in around 7.3 pounds per horsepower.
And mine is about 8.7 pounds per horsepower. So I make, from the factory, 370 horsepower, and you're at 460, right?
455, I think 460 if I didn't have the Corvette and got the active exhaust.
Right. So in a nutshell, he's got 455, 460 horsepower. I have 370. I'm about 100 pounds lighter, but really it should be no contest from the factory. He should walk away from me. I do have an exhaust on this car with high flow cats, which will give me a little extra power over stock, but you know, 5, maybe 10 if you're really pushing it, but really nothing of significance until we start to get into modifications.
Right, so right off the bat, we can pretty much make a guesstimate that I should win.
Yeah.
But this has a secret weapon up the sleeve. It's got turbos and a nice way to tune them on the fly. So you can turn up the boost, get way more power. I don't know exactly how much power he's going to get when he tunes it, but
who knows?
It should spice it up a little bit because I'm assuming I'll still win. But
you're not gonna win. If I put a tune on this, a speed circuit tune?
I don't know, man.
Come on.
You're gonna need, it's the driver, you know? No,
oh, here we go.
I'm just kidding.
Here we go.
But realistically, if it's at 50 to 60 horsepower, it's gotta be close. If it's more than that, I'm probably gonna end up losing. Which I really don't want to lose because that means I need to spend more money.
What do you think is gonna happen? Is
Right.
he gonna win or lose? I mean, stock for stock, I don't think anyone is gonna argue that the Porsche is gonna win, right?
Yeah, I think it's.
I mean, the only thing I'm gonna win is I can fit more girls in the back of this than you can, you know, in the trunk, I guess.
Right. Legally, you can fit more people.
I mean, technically.
Illegally.
Right. I mean, I have a trunk too.
That's true.
You know?
I only have one trunk.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay, so you're winning in that department.
Yes. Unfortunately for you, Pete, I have a secret weapon in my pants.
I thought you were just happy to see me. Oh no, you actually did.
It's a Cobb access port. So what that lets me do as a Cobb Pro tuner is to tune the car and turn up the juice on it. But the real deal is, and the reason that this 3-liter horizontal 6 will respond so well to a tune is because of these babies back here, twin turbos. Probably can't see them, it's too dark, but they're there. So how do you feel about that, Pete?
I'm not afraid of your turbos that are definitely unfair.
I mean, I'm down 2 cylinders, so I make it up with 2 turbos.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I whoop your ass in my tuned version of this, what's your next move? How are you gonna outdo me?
So I mean, you'd have to pull out a ridiculous amount of horsepower out of your butt. The butt being those 2 turbos in the back.
Yeah.
To beat me. So I don't know if I should think that far ahead. But if I had to, hypothetically, if you beat me, not happening. I guess I would have to go with full exhaust and maybe pull out ethanol for some easy power.
Yeah, but if you're going with ethanol, then I can go with ethanol, right?
No, you can't. That's not allowed. That's against the rules. All right, fair. Because I'll probably get like 20 horsepower from ethanol and you might get way more, right? Is that?
We'll see. I haven't tuned this car on E85 before.
So if I didn't do ethanol, then I guess I'd have to stick to just headers and intake or intake filter. Try to tune whatever you can out of the stock tune that comes on the car. I could tune it for 93. It might be 1 degree of timing, but I guess if that doesn't get me there, I gotta go with a cam or something.
Or boost.
Or boost. That would make it fair, huh?
Well, then you're gonna, I mean, I can't add 2 cylinders to my car very easily.
True. So I would guess that if you beat me, it would be very close. And the headers, intake, and tune will get me that extra thing to either break even or beat you again.
Well, I mean, there's only one way to find out, Pete.
Quick race.
Let's go. Okay, we're staging up, going from 40 roll in 2nd gear. No! No! So there you have it. Even though the Corvette was faster in stock form, it was no match for the 911 with the Speed Circuit Special Sauce. We're going to have to see what Pete over at the Sunday Drive comes back with to see if he could top us. And in the meantime, check out his channel at the Sunday Drive.